Okay, so hello guys, this is Vinod, and in my last video we talked about the different phases in the forecasting process. We talked about defining the problem statement as to what is that we are trying to achieve in the forecasting method, and then we collect the data, the historical data, and then we analyze the data, with respects to finding the trend and seasonality, be it the outlier or any blank or null values. Then select the models and we fit the model into the data. We do the model validations, and then we deploy this model onto our new or unseen data set. And the last step that we have is monitoring forecasting model performance. That's where we actually test the model performance on our new or unseen data set. Now let's go in details on this problem definition phase. So in the problem definition phase, right, which is one of the very initial steps in the forecasting process. So that's where some of the thing that we need to take care of, in the problem definition phase. Forecasting usage versus customer expectations. So that's one of the thing that we need to be kind of looking into as to with respect to the customer expectation, right? So this is how your customer is looking at the forecasting models to function. So yeah, so what is the customer expectation looks like, and how our forecasting model gonna be kind of used against those customer expectations. It has to meet, the forecasting model has to meet the customer expectation. So that's point one. And then desired form of forecast, correct. So that's where we need to see what is the forecasting, I would say I will looking at a daily forecast, I will looking at a daily forecast, or I will looking at a monthly forecast, right? Or I will looking at a kind of weekly forecast. That's where we need to understand what is the desired form of forecast is. And then comes the forecast horizon. So what does it mean? Forecast horizon is, let's say this is uh, so let's say this is your data, right? So if this is your data, right? So this is your data, this is your data, and this is your data. So basis this historical data set, how far we are looking into the future. So are we looking at the prediction, for let's say looking at a prediction, let's say for how many uh, months. So let's say if this is your monthly data for month one, right? Month one. This is another data for month two, and this is another data set for another data for month three. So it says the focus horizon says how much ahead in the future we're looking at. So I'll be looking at 3 months of forecasting, right? So this is your month four, month five. This is your month four, month five, and month six, right? So basically we are saying that we are looking at 3 months in advance, right? So the our that's our forecasting horizon is. That's our forecasting, right? So let's say if you're looking only looking for 2 months of data, 2 months of forecasting, then it's gonna be a 2 months forecasting horizon. That's how it is. Yeah. Then the next term comes the forecasting interval, right? So it says that so are we doing this forecasting on a daily basis, right? Are we kind of need to do this forecasting on a weekly basis, right? Let's say if today, what does it mean daily sales? So for example, you do the forecasting on today, right? Then again you run your model tomorrow to do another forecasting, and then again you do the forecasting. So every day you run your model to get the forecasting. So that's the forecasting interval is. Uh, the next term is forecasting accuracy. Yeah, so that's the term which will define the as to how accurate our model is, whether it is good enough to apply in a business to solve the business problem, so that they are able to take the relevant business decisions. Uh, the next term is use of PI, which is prediction interval to avoid risk. So what is it says that um, so let's say we go and delete this. We go and delete this. Yeah. So let's say again, going back to the same examples where we have, month one data, month two data, month three data, and then we are forecasting on for this, right? So we don't know this value, we assume this values to be a single prediction, a single value, right? But if you take a range, right? So let's say this value could be this value could be this value could be this could be this, right? It could be, I mean, if we are kind of forecasting the values in a range, so this is where range of values, right? So this is called as a prediction interval. Prediction interval. So here the business has the has the I would say has the options to choose which value, which option, which value will work best for them, right? Instead of going with a single value, sort of forecasting, they have a range of values. So that is known as prediction interval. Now, I mean, using this, they can avoid a risk, right? If they have a concern on a single value prediction. Now the next thing comes is defining forecasting component of entire problem. So as we know, I mean for us to, I mean if you're working on forecasting, if you're working on building any forecasting model, right, for any business system, it's crucial to understand the business problem in the business system, altogether, because there might be different aspects or problems, in a business system that needs to be taken care of while building any forecasting model. So, having said that, let's take the example of inventory control, right? Let's say if any business wants to control their inventory, in control, and for that they need a forecasting model to help them to know, what the inventory looks like, on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, so that they can plan the product shelf life and aging accordingly, because that is something that they have to plan, basis. That's where your forecasting model has to work across different business aspects and problems. The next thing, time required to manufacture or obtain the products, and which is also known as the production lead time. So let's say if your forecasting model has predicted, this is how this inventory looks like a few months down the line, then how much, whether the company has the required times to manufacture or obtain those product, right? That is also needs to be taken care of. Too many, too less product to meet customer demand. So it says that the basis the your forecasting model, if it is predicting too many or too less, as an outcome, whether is that sufficient to meet the customer demand. That is also something which the forecasting model has to keep in mind. The next point is forecasting of one product versus multiple products. So it's always, if your different business problems or aspects are linked to each other's, right, while solving a bigger problem. then instead of forecasting for one product, is it gonna be, you're forecasting for one product, or you're forecasting for multiple product, also makes sense. I mean, depending upon, are you looking at a single problem in hand, or are you looking at a bigger problem, which spans across different aspect, or problems in the organization. So I think that's all, guys, about as to how what thing that needs to be taken care of in the problem definition phase. I hope you like this video. Once again, I request you to please provide a comment, if at all any. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this, and have a good day. Bye bye.